Hey guys, how are you? I hope you're doing great. I'm doing good. I was gonna go to work and then I just decided, no, I don't want to go. So I'm on here doing tarot card readings. My plug thing is showing. Sorry about that. But anyways, all right. So I was just gonna check in with the energy, see what's going on. I have so many decks, I can't even decide which ones to pick from. Like it's crazy, when you get so many decks, you just I'm like, which one should I use? But I really love this one as my tried and true. And mm, I was also going to try, if we have time, to use my own cards just to kind of clarify. But so I'll just see what's going on. Collective with you, collective, my divine. And then, cross watchers are karmics. The way I see it is if you're watching me as like somebody who is wanting to like do better in life, wanting to improve yourself daily, wanting to be the bigger person, wanting to forgive, wanting to try to diffuse situations rather than cause chaos and strife and drama, that would make you collective. Now, if you're on the opposite end of that, then that will make you karmic. So you have to decide what makes you karmic. You're operating in the seven deadly sins. What makes you more divine? You're operating in the seven virtues, right? If you don't know what those are, look them up. It's pretty clear. Basically, just treat others the way you would want to be treated. Not how they treat you, but how you would want to be treated. Okay? Very simple. You know, people make life a lot harder than it has to be. It's just really simple. It's just like love your creator and love others more than, or as you would love yourself, that you would treat them how you would want to be treated in that same situation. Very simple, right? So, yeah, okay. So the first card that comes out is Two of Wands in reverse, which is just like sadness. There's trouble going on. Some people are feeling restrained because of other people. You might feel restrained because of other people, or the karmics might feel restrained. Okay, some people are losing their faith. Because I think maybe collective you surprise some people. I think sometimes you really shock and surprise people. Okay. And so some of the karmics are surprised, or maybe some of the karmics are about to get a surprise. Okay. And this achievement that they think that they're going after is ultimately going to be unrewarding to them. I don't know if y'all can see the cards. Unrewarding. Okay. Yeah, so there's definitely some sadness and trouble going on. There's people that are being restrained because of other people, not by choice, okay? A lot of people are losing faith, and so that's why it's so important for you guys, my collective divine people, to keep the faith, because faith is the most important thing you can have. Because whenever you have faith, miracles happen, right? In the Bible, when they had faith, always when they had faith, always when they believed, miracles happened. Even Jesus, Joseph had to have faith, right? To accept Mary, to have Jesus, even before they were married, even though he wasn't conceived by Joseph. But had he not had faith and listened to the angels and followed God's will, Jesus never would have been born, right? They would have probably stoned Mary to death because they weren't supposedly married at the time. So I say all that to say faith is very important because it makes miracles happen. And Jesus being born from Mary was a miracle, right? So there's the people around you. The ones who are around you who don't have faith are facing sadness, trouble, restraint, and yeah, I think there's some surprises coming. There could be a good surprise coming, could be a bad surprise, or it could just be just a neutral surprise. But there are some surprises coming, okay? You guys might find out. So then the moon in reverse. Yeah, because some of these people are sad and troubled because they were deceptive. I think you guys have recognized some of the deception before the major damage was done. You were able to recognize it and get yourself in a better position or a better place. My hair is always sticking up. I have Raggedy Ann hair. It's crazy. But anyway, so if it's always sticking up, don't judge. You don't even know what it's like. But anyway, yeah, these people are making trifling mistakes. Okay, they're trying to get rewarded for things that they don't deserve. In other words, they don't want to do the work for things, so they're trying to get rewarded for things that they haven't put any work into it. Okay, it's like the mom who goes to Kroger's and buys cookies, takes them to the party and pretends like she made them homemade. You know what I'm saying? That is basically what these people are doing. And they're making little mistakes. They're taking advantage of people. You might have been taken advantage of. You might have felt taken advantage of. These karmics might feel taken advantage of right now, actually. Um, and they might have gotten away. I feel like some people in your life have gotten away with minor deceptions in the past, but yeah, they've been taking advantage of certain situations. That's what's been going on. But these people are still sad because I don't know. Maybe they just know. Because the thing is when you don't actually work for something and you don't actually build something like from your own doing and like actually create it yourself, it's not as rewarding. You know what I'm saying? It's like if you just cheat your way through college, when you get that degree, it's not as rewarding because you know you really didn't actually earn the degree. You didn't really learn the information, right? So it's something like to that effect going on, collective. But and I think like in the past this has happened. You guys have been maybe gone through some sadness, some trouble. You've been restrained because of other people. You've had restrictions, and maybe there were times you did feel like you were gonna lose your faith. Maybe some of you felt like you would lose your faith, and you know. You thought things were going to bring you rewards and make you happy, but they actually ultimately didn't. It was an important spiritual lesson for you, okay? So you had to deal with a lot of deceptions. You made little mistakes. I feel like a lot of you felt taken advantage of. A lot of the karmics have taken advantage of you. But this is important because it was to make you stronger and to help you realize where you went wrong, mistakes you made, and to notice when someone's taking advantage of you versus like if someone really is sincerely like caring and, you know, really genuinely wanting to grow with you. So, but I do believe you guys are going to have success. I think some of you guys have come out of some sadness, come out of some of this deceptive energy. And you guys are more now in the Nine of Cups energy, okay? So that means that you're having more success. Some of you guys are material. You're getting more material. You know, your money is improving. You guys are feeling more like you have the advantage. I feel like the balance, like the things are shifting. Balance, the scales are being balanced more. And whereas in the past, people have been able to be deceptive, been able to cause trouble, sadness, problems, those people are now watching you. Your health is improving, you're more stable, you're surmounting things, and your wishes are starting to be fulfilled. And it's going to continue being that way. You guys are starting to feel more victorious. And it's because of the love that you poured into yourself. All those cups, you collected all those cups. Even if they were cups, maybe some of those cups were bitter. Maybe some of those were like, you know how they say, like the Mary Poppins, a little sugar helps the medicine go down. Maybe you guys had to drink some bitter cups, but you took those cups, you drank them down, you concocted them, you became a mixologist, you worked some kind of cup magic. I don't know what you did. But you guys, even though you were sad, even though you were troubled, even though other people restrained you, even though there were deceptions, even though people took advantage of you, you took all that and you concocted something beautiful, a type of success for yourself, and you were able to surmount the difficulties. You created something. You took the cups people gave you, whether they were poisonous cups, whether they were wine cups, whether they were water, whether they were mud, and you concocted something that is leading you to success. You're transmuting. You're the alchemist. You take what's given to you and you make it into something beautiful, no matter what it is, right? That's my collective. Y'all are the true magicians of the universe. Okay. Yeah. And in the past, you guys have felt stuck, possibly. And I think, like I said, things are changing. Now the karmics are starting to feel stuck. Okay? Because right now, you guys have to go through transitions, and people are still going through transitional phases right now. We're still on Earth in transitional phase, okay? The collective is really, I think we've gone through some really difficult times. Some of us still are, but I think we're starting to grow and we're starting to help actually alter and raise the vibration of the planet more than ever, or more than in recent history, I guess you would say. Um, like within the last couple hundred years, probably. So you guys have gone through a transition. Some of you guys are you guys are facing change, and you're about to go through even more transitional times. So you guys have to be ready for the changes that are coming. Okay? And so, like I said, and I told y'all, things are balancing and switching up, and it says reversal, word for word, reversal of one's way of life. So some of these karmics are finding a reversal of their old way of life because of the choices they've made. And your life is reversing for the good because of the choices you've made, collective, okay? But some of the karmic people, the people who've tried to cause you trouble, deceptions, you guys, there might have been deception, but they were like minor deceptions. They weren't, you were able, because of your intuition, your God given gifts, to like right before it got out of control, end it, stop it, avert it, switch tracks, switch trains, switch directions, cut people off. Like you were given that intuition. So, yeah. In the past, maybe you didn't care as much. Maybe you were bored. You felt abandoned. So basically, collective, you had to really work through your abandonment issues, and it has helped you to do that. You've renunciated certain people. You've had to sacrifice a lot. You guys have had to readjust. You've had to regenerate yourself. You've had to rebirth yourself. So some of you felt stuck, but really, during this time when you felt stuck, God was actually and you were given all these cups of different things, all this like whatever. You were alchemizing it. You were taking what God gave you, or what the Creator gave you, or what the universe, or what even your enemies gave you. You know that Bible verse that says that God will take bad and work it together for the good of all, or something like that. I'm not really saying it correctly, but it's something like the Lord can take things, and all things work together for him who believes, for the best. So that's what's happened here. And so even though a lot of you guys felt stuck, or like just suspended, and you're like, what is going on? I'm just stuck. But really, you were in that, it's almost like that cocoon, like how the cocoon hangs from the tree, like in a suspension. But the whole time you were growing, the whole time you were transitioning, you were reversing your fortune from the wheel of fortune was turning more in your favor. But you had to be stuck for a little while. You had to go through that feeling abandoned. You had to renunciate different things in your life that were no longer working for you. You had to turn away people. You had to cut ties. You had to change your view and your perception. And that's why you had to be stuck for a little while. Okay. And, it's almost like when you think about the hanged man, it's like they are stuck upside down, so like all the blood goes to their brain. Like it's like, okay, now you can think, because like all the blood's in your brain, like your mind, your brain is lit up. That's where you make all those you work through those mental blocks. You work through those really stubborn moments in your life where you're just like, no, I don't want to change. I don't want to change. You force yourself to see things in a different way, because you're stuck here and you're like, okay, all the blood is in my brain. Like I have to see things. I have to really actually use my brain now. And like, that is part of why you had to go, you're going through this feeling right now of being stuck, okay? Because God is trying to basically enlighten you, trying to help you to see the truth of things, keeping you where this person's not really truly stuck. I mean, they could pretty much get themselves out of the situation if they wanted to, but it's almost like they stay there in that position to like think of their next strategic move. And that's you guys. You've been planning. You've been in almost like a timeout where you've been able to think of what you want for your future, figure out who you are, figure out where you're going, figure out what you needed to learn, where you went wrong, where you went right, where you need to change, okay, where you've been apathetical, where you didn't care enough, where you were bored, okay, and you guys have been really trying to make adjustments. So you're in an adjustment period, and the karmics are about to be there, but the thing is that they have to be able to learn the lessons that you've learned, and I don't know that a lot of them are about to do that. Yes, Empress. See, you guys are emerging as the Empress because you have gone through your sadness, you've gone through your deception, you've learned how to overcome your abandonment issues, to create for yourself, to manifest for yourself. Your wishes are going to come true, okay? You guys are making progress. Okay, you're moving forward, you're growing things, you're just, you know, you guys motivate others to do better. You help to build people up. You strengthen people. You encourage people. You're just sort of like that, silver lining. You're the silver lining collective in a lot of people's lives. And I don't think you realize that actually. But you've gone through a big transition. And this is the truth that you guys are, this tells us, this is what I'm saying is the truth. Ace of Swords. But you guys have had great determination. And I think people are admiring you for your determination, watching everything you've gone through. Okay? And they know that you have strength and that you're a force to be reckoned with. And this is coming out. You guys are going to triumph. You're going to be successful, you guys. Everything you touch is fertile. You're prospering. I think this is surprising people, actually. It might even be causing sadness for other people. Okay? And, they're upset because they wanted to do more damage than they could, but you caught on. You catch on to people's nonsense and you cut it with your clarity and your truth. And this comes from God. My cat's up there messing with the camera as usual. Django, no! Django, he's so bad. He wants to play with the cards. Anyways, you guys are going to be prosperous. You are conquering your enemies. You're conquering your own, really, we do have enemies, but a lot of our worst enemies come from within because a lot of it is internal things we have to work through, changing our perspective. You know what I'm saying? So you guys have been really conquering your inner childhood wounds, your inner demons, your inner insecurities, your inner all that just that deep rooted stuff that you're rooting up and clearing out and just purging or whatever, getting rid of it, right? Which is hard for you guys because I think a lot of you like to hold on to things, but you're learning how to let things go, and that's really good, okay? This is taking great determination to do this for you guys, collective. But you took the initiative. You guys are strong, and you're a force. People are realizing you're a force to be reckoned with. They're realizing that finally. They're seeing you prosper. And the thing too about you, collective, is you show people like a different form. Sorry, my dress is caught. A different form of what prosperity is. Because a lot of people think prosperity is like driving a Bentley, having $2 million in your bank account. But you're showing people prosperity is really like peace, joy, being content with what you have, making the most of what you have, spending time with your family, your pets, working smarter, not harder, not being lazy, working on yourself. doing things the natural way, not always everything fake, 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 whatever. I'm not saying some things can't be, but I'm saying you guys are showing, you're showing the world a different view of what prosperity is. You're reining in a new definition of prosperity, which isn't just money in the bank. It just isn't what can I get from this person. It's also what can I give? How can I present myself to the world to show them what true contentment, happiness, joy is. And it's not just like, oh, I'm driving a Bentley. Oh, I have a Ferrari. It's, I had a peaceful day today. I relaxed and did my yoga and I, cooked a great meal and my kids came over and we laughed and talked and played games. Like that's true prosperity because those things can't be bought. Those have to be, when you talk about a relationship with your kids or your friends, those are things that have to be cultivated. You can't buy a relationship with your kids. Yeah, you can buy your kids stuff all day long, but that's not true, genuine connection. That's not true, genuine, like, camaraderie with them, okay? You can't just buy that. It's why you can't buy love. I mean, how many movies have we seen? It was actually one of my favorite movies in the 80s, Can't Buy Me Love. It's really funny. And, but, it just, you can't buy those things. And you're teaching people what real prosperity, what real love is. Anybody can, marry for money. Anybody can pay someone to go on a date with them. Anyone can do that. But to truly have a genuine connection, you have to cultivate that. You have to invest. You have to be vulnerable. You guys are showing how strong vulnerability can be, how beautiful, how fabulous being vulnerable can be, and where it can, how it can elevate you, how it can make you an inspiration to other people. That's what I'm trying to say, okay? Yeah. In the past, you guys have to take, 10 of coins in reverse. And this is where I feel like the karmics are the people that have been trying to hold you back. They have, just, people have stolen from you. They've stolen your energy. They've stolen your time. They've stolen money, probably too. They've stolen your essence. They've tried to steal your reputation. They've tried to do all kinds of things to your inheritance, okay? These people took quite, they made a poor risk, okay? And I really feel like these people who define prosperity just from like having a bunch of money or having materialistic things, instead of realizing what true prosperity is, they're actually going to end up losing their money. So that, and sometimes God has to do that so that we can actually see what's important in life. Sometimes we have to lose things to see the value in the things that really matter. And I think that's what's happening to a lot of people on this planet who have defined happiness and power and wealth and all that as just money, just materialistic things, just flashiness, when really those things are internal. It's contentment. It's concern for other people, concern, love for yourself, love for nature, love for making the world a beautiful place, love for like sharing true art, protecting the vulnerable, being your true self, being willing to show up as you and no one else, not copying someone else, not saying I need to be this size because that person is that size. I need to wear this dress because that person wore that dress. Or I need to drive this car because my coworker drives that. Whatever it is, you guys are changing that. And the people, and I just feel like the world is shifting. I mean, it's like the people are truly followers of good are really displaying what true prosperity and wealth is. Whereas the people who are staying in the low vibrational materialistic world, they'll never understand. And some of them will have to lose a lot. But even though you lose a lot of times you gain so much more spiritually that it's worth way more than anything on this earth you can gain, because nothing on this earth is forever, okay? The Bible says, heaven and earth will pass away, but my words never will, right? So it's the immortal soul in us that we need to be feeding, but we're so busy feeding coins, money, things that, survival, that we're not, a lot of people on this planet are not realizing how important it is to feed your spirit and your soul, okay? And you, collective, because you were stuck for a while, because you went through these hard times, you've learned how to grow, manifest for yourself, you've learned how to see the truth in people, how to find your own truth, which is not defined by other people, by religions, by any of that other stuff. It's your own truth that you're living by, okay? And some people really lost out on you, and they actually really lost prosperity by losing you. And I'm talking about real prosperity of fulfillment, of true love, unconditional love, life. Yeah, because these people, okay, look, the high priestess in reverse. Because these people are ignorant, they lack understanding, they're selfish, okay, superficial, shallow. And you guys are the opposite of that. You are the opposite, my divine collectives, okay? You guys have wisdom, you have sound judgment. You sit down, you meditate, you think on things. Even when you are in a situation where you think you're right, you still entertain the possibility you might be wrong. You're like, maybe I shouldn't do that. Should I? Is this right? Well, maybe I should have done this different. Maybe I should have done that. These karmics, they don't do that. And that is why they don't understand why they're stuck, why they don't grow. They don't have common sense. They will do things that are completely irrational just because they're constantly wanting to compete, driving for more, wanting to up, what do they call that? One up everybody, wanting to be better. And it's like, that's a lack of common sense, because the only person you should be competing with is yourself. Meaning you should always be trying to hold yourself to a higher standard every day. It's not really competing, it's just like you should be always just working on yourself, because everyone is on their own time frame, their own journey. That's why we don't judge the current people, but we understand that it's time for people to start waking up on this planet and start seeing what really matters, right? So you guys educate yourselves. You deal with those hidden emotions that are really hard. You're willing to face those emotions. And some of these karmic people, they're just not. They don't want to deal with their emotions. They don't want to be practical, okay? They don't know how to restrain themselves. They don't have self-control. Self-control is something, I think it's one of those fruits of the spirit. People don't really talk about that a lot. Self-control is very important. If you want to be a powerful person, you have to practice self-control. Okay? That means, you eat 1 brownie instead of 3 brownies. That means you wake up 20 minutes earlier to go do your morning walk. That means you stay up 30 minutes later to clean your kitchen so that it's clean the next morning, so that your house is, whatever. That means you brush your teeth twice a day so your teeth don't fall out. That means, do I need to go on? It's discipline and it's self-control. That means you don't act on every animalistic urge you have, because it could be destructive to your life. You don't just drive 100 miles an hour down the highway just because you can. Not everything you can do means that you should do it. You want to be powerful? practice self-control. And collective, you guys have started learning how to really master self-control. But you don't want to take it to an extreme, because you don't want to be so self-controlled that you're just like a miser. You don't spend, you don't do anything, you don't enjoy life. It's a balance. It's a balance. And that's why High Priestess Upright is listening to your intuition. But in the past, you haven't always listened to your intuition, which has caused you suffering. And part of this transition is and being stuck is learning how to listen to your intuition no matter what. If you feel it, you don't ignore those feelings anymore. The karmics do not know how to do that. They are ignorant, they're short-sighted, they have a lack of understanding, they are selfish. Stay away from this kind of people. They have superficial knowledge. All they talk about is nonsensical stuff like the Kardashians. I'm kidding. No offense to the Kardashians. There's this lady that says her name like that and it cracks me up. But anyway, you know what I'm talking about. You guys are really focused on important things. Things that you've changed your focus. Maybe in the past you've been more superficial. You've been more concerned about things of this earth, but you're evolving more and more to be concerned about things that are bigger and greater than yourself, okay? Yes, so you guys are overcoming your vanity. You guys are working harder. You're staying away from people that are conceited, okay? 8 of Coins in reverse. You are, tired of dealing with hypocrites and people who just flatter you and lie to you and tell you nonsense and deceive you and try to intrigue you. You guys are tired of being disillusioned, and that is why you're listening to your intuition 100% of the time now. You're not, no matter what, no matter how crazy, like, if you're like, I don't know this, should I do this, should I not? If you feel a strong feeling not to do it, even though you thinking maybe you should, you're listening. You're like, no, I have that one doubt, so I'm going to listen to that doubt. I'm going to listen to that intuition. Whereas in the past, you talked yourself out of it. And this is a big, huge miracle in your life, okay? And you've cut people off. And that is why you guys are powerful. I'm not talking about power earlier, the second word on there, Emperor. In your Emperor energy, and the Empress came out here. So you might be coming together, an Emperor and Empress, which means the Divine Feminine and Divine Masculine. As they grow, as they put this darkness, this sadness, this restraint caused by other people, this deception, and this nonsense, these trifling mistakes that you've made. The Emperor and the Empress, the Divine Feminine and Divine Masculine, it's time for them to start coming together, okay? If not in the 3-dimensional world, in the spiritual world, okay? But anyway, whether or not you come together with your Emperor or Empress in this worldly earth, they are around you. And if they're not incarnated here, they're on the other side helping you. And if y'all are incarnated here, but you're in separation, then y'all are spiritually working together. You don't have to be in union physically with your divine counterpart to still not be working with them on a spiritual level. Do you understand what I'm saying? Sometimes your separation actually teaches you more and evolves you more. And being apart with karmics shows you how much even more divine a true union that God puts together is. Do you understand what I'm saying? So, you may not be with your divine counterpart. You may never want to see them again on this plane. You may say, I don't ever want to see my twin flame again. They're a piece of garbage or whatever. You might think that on 3-dimensionally here on Earth. But it doesn't matter, because twin flames are... when God creates a twin flame, that's like a soul that he separates into divine feminine and divine masculine, like Adam and Eve. You can't cut ties with them on a soul level, though you will always be connected to your twin flame. But it doesn't mean that you may ever be together in this earth. You could also incarnate at different times. I do believe that. And in different lifetimes, to go learn karmic lessons elsewhere, so that when y'all do come together in the right lifetime or in the right dimension, you're ready for each other. That's what I'm trying to say. So you may not be with your twin flame physically in this whole entire life where y'all hate each other's guts, but on a spiritual level, in doing all that earthly hating and all those emotions and jealousy and anger or whatever, separation, you're actually growing spiritually for a different dimension of union. Does that make sense? It's kind of crazy. I don't even know if it made sense, but I know what I'm saying. So I hope you're following me. Okay, so in doing all this work that you've done spiritually, collective, whether your twin flame is doing it or not, you're still elevating them. Whoever's elevating, you're still pulling the other one up. Even though they may be way, way, way down, you're still helping them grow no matter what. Through the whole big picture of time, okay? But you guys are you're getting more powerful, and I already said that. You guys are starting to accomplish things. You're getting more confident. You're balancing, and that's another thing with the Empress and the Emperor here. It's like you're balancing your male, your feminine and masculine energies within yourself. You're learning how to receive and to give, right? You're learning how to balance receiving and giving, where you give too much in the past or you would receive too much in the past. There's a balancing of giving and receiving now. And that's the only thing you're willing to accept is a balance. You're not going to let it be imbalanced anymore. That's why God had to sit you down and restrain you, to teach you, to take, because you were just giving cups, but were you receiving cups? Or maybe you were receiving, and not giving cups back. There had to be a balance in your life. There had to be a balance, okay? Okay, one more card, and then I'm going to get some of my cards and I'll let go. But basically, you guys are going through a huge transition. You're still in it. I think you've gone through a big part of it. We're always transitioning. Yeah, you guys, this took a lot of bravery and strength, guys. And you guys are heroes to other people. Believe it or not, people actually look up to you. They may never tell you that, but people see you as brave. They see you as heroic, okay? They feel like, some people think you're fearless, or they're really amazed by how you overcome your fear, okay? And you are mastering spiritual warfare. Okay, you guys have been mastering your spiritual warfare. You've been courageous and brave in conquering your own demons, in conquering your own wounds, childhood wounds, emotional issues, your mental blocks, your obsessive compulsive, you're not feeling good enough, worrying about your fear. You're conquering all those things through God's help. And people are really amazed by how you're overcoming and how brave you are, okay? And you're teaching others how to master spiritual warfare, okay? And that's really amazing. You should be proud of yourselves. I'm proud of y'all. Hang on, I need some wine because I have a weird taste in my mouth. Yes, I drink a lot of wine. I know some people on here probably don't like that, but I don't know what to tell you, because I'm not giving up wine ever, 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 ever. Well, I can't say ever, because as soon as you say you won't, you probably would, but I don't want to. So as my ex-mother-in-law used to say, I'm a wino. But it was okay for her to drink margaritas. But you can't have wine, apparently. Even though that was Jesus' first miracle, was turning water into wine in the Bible. But we'll just leave that for another day. Okay. So avoid those who play dumb, to avoid taking responsibility for their actions. Okay, this is what you're learning. You are learning. This is part of the lessons and why you had to be. You were in that hanged man position because you weren't learning how to avoid people who play dumb, to avoid taking responsibility for their actions. And so then you were picking up too much of the slack for them. And you're like, are these people just dumb, or are they playing me? Well, they're playing you because they knew that you would pick up the slack. And you guys are like, okay, I'm no longer accepting people playing dumb. If you're playing dumb with me, then that's on you. I'm not going to do your chores, pull your weight in life because you're playing dumb. Okay. When it's hard to find kindness, I will make it myself. That's exactly right. When it's hard to find kindness, you guys know when people aren't being kind to you, you've now learned how to be kind to yourself. You've learned when people don't want to give to you, you give to yourself. When people don't want to support you, you be your own support system. And when people aren't cheering you on, you can be your own cheerleader. You can give yourself positive self talk. You can write it in a journal instead of venting to other people and emotionally dumping your junk on other people. You're learning how to overcome, how to handle things and take responsibility for your own things that you have to work through. Yes, you're a precious friend no matter how much your mind may tell you otherwise. You guys have learned how to get out of your mind. You've learned how to actually see your worth, see how precious you are. We're all precious, creations of God. So you're seeing that. You refuse to embrace delayed gratification. So see, some people around you, not you, a lot of people around you refused to embrace delayed gratification. They want everything now, 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 now. And maybe you guys used to want things now, now, now. But you're now seeing that there's a lot of beauty and a lot of power and a lot of gratification in delaying your rewards, working for them, putting in the time and the effort, setting a long-term goal, and then actually going through the little steps, not cheating, not skipping steps, not wanting it now, not paying someone to buy a teacher certification like was going on in Houston. I think they said there was like 100 teachers that just like don't even have a certification. They bought it. It was like this big scandal. But I mean, it's just amazing how many people are willing to cheat. They just don't want to put the work in, guys. Old-fashioned work. You got to pull yourself up by your bootstraps, and you got to do it the old-fashioned way, which is putting the time and effort. But you guys are not dealing with people who will not embrace delayed gratification. Because sometimes it's not meant for us to have everything now, 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 now. Sometimes you have to actually work on something for a whole week before you perfect it, or a whole 6 months, or 4 years. How long do you think? I mean, it takes 9 months just to grow a baby. So you don't just get pregnant and have a baby the next day. Things take time to nurture and grow, and you guys have learned that. But the karmics around you don't understand that. They want everything now, now, now. That is a mistake in life. It will get you, and I see it all the time, as people just wanting to skip steps, and I'm like, you can't do that. You will not feel the rewards and you won't have the knowledge. You might get some plaque on your wall, but do you have the wisdom and knowledge? Do you have the maturity? Do you have the true ability to actually do what that plaque says you can do? Because that's pretty important, right? It's like the end goal is to actually get the results. Results require work, right? Effort, devotion. So I may be a mess, but I'm doing my best. So some of you guys are, maybe that was your motto, like, I may be a mess, but I'm doing my best. And just saying that helps you say, okay, I could do better tomorrow. I could do better. I'm going to be a mess, but I'm going to keep doing my best, and it's going to get me where I need to go. You are not what you want to be. You are what you do daily. This is crazy how these cards are coming out, like exactly in this, because there's so many different things I wrote in here, and these are all lining up. But yeah, you're not what you want to be. You are what you do daily. That's why when you look at someone, you can look at someone. That's why it's interesting. My son and I talk about this because my son's really into fitness. I used to be really into fitness. I still am. I work out every day, but not like I used to be. But I know a lot about it because I've been studying it for years. So we were talking about, being very wealthy, and how I was watching this thing on YouTube, and this one guy who's like a billionaire, he's like, yeah, it's crazy, it's great to be a billionaire, but he said there's nothing like walking in the room and being fit with like a six pack and being ripped and being in great shape, because you can inherit money. You can marry for money. You can, get lucky and gamble and, win the lottery. But you cannot fake a good physique. Like, you literally have to put the time in. Like, you just have to. So when you walk in a room and you're in great shape and you're like fit and you have actual muscles showing, that you can't fake that. And some people would say, well, you could do steroids, but you can even tell in steroids. Like, it's just, you can tell when someone truly puts in that work. And that's just an example. I'm not saying people need to be fit or don't need to be fit. I'm just saying that's something I'm familiar with, to use as an example, because like my son is like really into it. I'm really into it. Like, I worked out pregnant with him. Like, today I dropped him in the gym hardcore. Like that. Like, we're just that kind of crazy people over here. But interesting thing about it is, we were talking about how, like, he was telling me if you have a six pack, there's actually more millionaires than people with six packs in the world. Now, I don't know if this is true, so he was telling me, but I could believe it, because like I said, you can make money all different kinds of quick ways, but putting in the work of like physical fitness requires time. And generally speaking, building wealth takes time for most people, but it doesn't always have to. So this billionaire said, well, when I walk in the room, I'm actually even above all the billionaires because I actually work out really hard, and like, you see him in a suit and like, he looks very but that's something that, like, you could have all the money in the world and be some big, like, well, I'm not going to say that person's name because that's kind of mean, but you know what I'm saying? But like, you can inherit all, $5 billion from your grandparents and you didn't do anything to earn that money. But to be in shape, you have to earn that. Same with reading. Like, you can't just fake being able to read. You have to actually put the time to learn the alphabet, to learn phonics, to understand words, learning a language. You can't fake learning language, right? So you have all these karmics going around trying to fake success, fake, like, floss around like they have knowledge and wisdom, like they're doing great in life, but yet they lack any real substance. You know what I'm saying? They're like the people that do steroids and, try to compete with people who are really actually putting in the work. And it's just, you can see the difference. You know what I'm saying? So you guys have basically collective put in the work. And it's because it's what you've done daily, slowly, over time. Trial and error. This didn't work, so I'm going to try this. This worked, so I'm going to do more of that. This was not good, so I'm not going to do that. I need to eat more of this and less of that. I need to drink more of this and you guys have really learned how to balance those cups, like I told you, the bitter with the sweet, the salty with the sugar, figuring out the difference, getting that special recipe, of success. And it's because of the things you've done daily, okay? Try to see God in everything and everyone. And that's what you guys try to do, even though I know it's very hard. Collective, keep trying to see God in everything and everyone. Even the ones that are making you really angry. Just see that little spark of the fact that the Creator put them on this earth for some reason. Try to see the God in them, because as you see the God in other people, it's reflected back to you. It's like a transfer of godly energy. But you have to also recognize the God in others, which is kind of what Namaste means. The light in me recognizes the light in you. A lot of people don't even know what that means when they say it. But Namaste, from what I understand from yoga, is the light in me recognizes the light in you. So instead, don't be trying to recognize the darkness in other people, because you don't want them recognizing the darkness in you so much. So let's try to see the light in one another. Now, if you see that someone is very dark and evil, obviously you have to recognize that. And you don't want to, like, sit there and hang out with that and, like, give energy to that darkness. But even if you see someone at their worst, try to see still that spark of God in them, okay? Because, yeah, always be a little kinder than necessary. And this is hard for me, guys. Like, it's really hard for me. Sometimes I have, like, well, I'm a redhead and we're kind of crazy. And we have really bad temper. But it's not just that. It's just because people make me mad because they're so, like, I don't know. Like, oh, people make me mad. But anyways, I'm working on it. So I'm going to try. And I encourage you to try to be a little kinder than necessary. Oh, that sounds painful. No, you guys can do it. So try to be a little kinder than necessary. I have been really working on my patience, I will say. You can ask my sons. They will attest to the fact that I've been working on it because my older son told me, you need to work on your anger issues. I was like, no, he's like, you gotta stop your yelling. I was like, I'm not yelling. He's like, you're yelling. I was like, okay. So I'm trying to work on using my inside voice now. And it sucks. No, it's not so bad, okay? Yeah, and here is the last card. Stop accumulating stuff and focus more on contributing to the world. That's what you guys are doing. You're not so worried about accumulating stuff. You're trying to find a way to contribute to the world, like through your children, like being a better mother to your kids, listening to them when they say, Mom, you need to work on this. Mom, our relationship would be better if you did this. Mom, this, I don't like this. Mom, this, that. And I'm like, okay, you're right. I gotta work on that. And then I tell them what to work on, and then we make each other better. Because you have to be willing to take criticism from others and say, okay, this is something I need to, put more time and effort into. I need to be more cognizant of this. And that is what you guys are doing. And okay, that's enough today for me. I'll just be a burrito over here. Thanks. Yeah. So you guys are also learning when you've had enough in a day. When it's like, no, not today. I've done enough. I'm gonna rest. You're learning how to stop working so much that all you do is accumulate stuff and focus more on serving a purpose and contributing to the world so that you're not so worn out that you're just dead in bed over here, but that you're relaxing in a mindful way. Like when you've had enough of the world, you relax. When you know you need to get up and contribute to the world, you contribute, and you're balancing that. And that's part of this great transition that the whole collective is going through, because in the past, I believe a lot of the collective, you guys have given too much. Some of you haven't given enough in certain areas of your life. Maybe it was just unbalanced. There's a great balancing going on, and it's just beginning, so it's just starting to tip. It's nowhere near being even yet. It's just the beginning. But you guys should be grateful to be a part of it, right? Balance. Oh my God. This is the next card that came out. That's crazy. I freaked myself out. Balance time between friends and work more. Yes, that's what you guys are trying to learn to do. And it's hard for me because I always want to work. Always, 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 always. My kids are like, you always work. It's hard for me not to work because I just feel like I need to work. I feel like when I'm just sitting around, right, like I'm always feel like I need to be doing something. But that's also a trauma response. So like if you've been traumatized in your life, you will always want to move to keep from having to deal sometimes with the issues. But you guys, and I know I am learning how to sit with myself more, learn how to relax more, learn how to balance work and time with my friends. In fact, I'm going to lunch with a friend tomorrow, and I was stressing out because I was like, what if I get work? What if someone calls me? What if I need to work? And I was like, okay, no, I haven't been to lunch with her in a month. It's gonna be fine. I'm gonna have fun. It's my friend. I deserve, that's the stuff that in the past I wouldn't allow myself to relax and enjoy that moment. But today I was like, no, I'm going to enjoy that time with my friend. I'm going to balance work and time with friends, okay? So that's what you guys are learning to do. There's always a home to be found inside a good book. Oh, so maybe you guys are reading more. You should relax and read more. And drink tea or coffee. A warm drink to warm your soul. I feel like you guys are like, that warmth and the warmth of a drink, of a tea to other people. You warm other people's souls around you. You bring warmth to other people. And so going through this transition is making you even more balanced and more able to help other people balance their energies within themselves. And so God is proud of you. He loves you. Your creator loves you. I love you, and I know the world is rough sometimes, but you guys have to keep going. Remember, good things come to those who wait. And there is something, really exciting about earning it yourself, about creating it yourself, about it's just like when a woman gives birth and you hold that baby, you go through all that pain and all that change and all that, but that baby is such a reward that you built that, you created that. And if you just got it as soon as you conceived the child, it wouldn't be nearly as rewarding as like feeling the first moments, seeing your body change, going through that transition, that beauty of giving life. And it's the same thing in everything you do, the beauty of giving life to things. That's what God wants you to focus on, the process. It's like yoga, they say it's not, don't compare yourself to everybody else. You may not even be able to touch your knees, but that's okay if everyone else is touching their toes, you're just touching your knees because you're going through the process. And it's the process that's so beautiful, right? Because that brings out the delivery of a whole new creation. So that's what you guys are going through, a process that's taking you into a place where you're going to create a whole new reality for yourself, maybe a whole new world on this earth. Maybe you're going to create a whole new energy field, a whole new network, a whole new family, a whole new whatever, something new that you're transitioning through, that you're growing, that you're cultivating, that's going to help the world become a better place and help you evolve as an immortal spiritual being connected to your creator. So be happy, be encouraged. I love you guys. Take care. I stayed under an hour. It's a miracle. Bye.